Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. My co-host Jeremy Scipio, man, he's doing that comedy thing, man. I think Yameen gonna end up being my co-host. You know what I'm saying?
It's a done deal. Holler at your homie, brother. You already know.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that at least once a month. You know what I'm saying? LA to Philly connect on them. You know what I'm saying? So no, man. This week, I got the homeboy Yameen, Philly represent, you know what I'm saying, down with the Roots crew amongst so many other musical ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? When we interviewed him a couple months back, he told us about his relationship with Jazzy Jeff and just the whole organic Philly movement, whatnot. We had your boy Valverine.
Valvin Rome, aka V.
Valvin Rome. Okay. Yeah, very talented cat, man. Very talented cat with some pipes. You know what I'm saying? And so now we have a new generation of Philly artists coming through. I felt that we had to pull him on, I mean, because you've been coming to Cali like you almost stay out here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
I'm making the move. I'm making this transition very soon, bro.
No, I see it, man. I see it. And usually you out here with different artists and stuff like that. But last couple of times you've been out here percolating and motivating your own thing. So I was like, oh man, I gotta get ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get me cool with Jaelen before he gets big headed and he can't fit the trucker hat and all that kind of stuff, and he don't want to do Zoom interviews and whatnot. So yeah, we getting in right now where we can fit in,
bro.
Nah, all good. So what's up, Jaelen? We gonna start with you. When did you hear hip hop for the first time?
I want to say I was really young, so I want to say like maybe like 2 years old.
Okay.
Toddler. The first time I heard hip hop, I don't know, I don't remember which song exactly, but it was definitely like a Lauryn Hill song.
Okay.
Off of her. Yeah, I want to say like a Lauryn Hill song. My mom would always play like Lauryn Hill, Biggie, Jay-Z, definitely one of the three.
Okay, so hip hop. So hip hop household.
Yes, hip hop household. But there's a lot of other sounds as well, like R&B, you know, rock, even rock, funk, jazz, okay. Like all that stuff.
And did you come up in Philly?
Yeah. I'm from Philly. I'm from South Philly.
Okay, that's the, you know, it's a trip with Philly, man, because the musical history is so rich. You know what I'm saying? And it just has a legacy of songwriters and producers. And that's why I think it's kind of cool that I click with Yameen, because like LA and Philly have always through the generations had this little, you know, since the 70s, 60s had this little link. And I'm gonna tell you a funny little story, Jaelen. So one of the times I remember seeing Yameen, Prince used to have this club called Glam Slam. It was downtown. So it was maybe like a Labor Day weekend or something years ago. And so I came with some of my neighborhood homies because we would get together, like, and then dudes who they went to college with from different colleges and stuff, we get together, go out to this club, have a cool time or whatever. So it's cracking. Everybody who's anybody is up in there, people moving, motivating, rotating in and out, whatever. And so I'm moving around and I'm passing by the bar and I see somebody moving around and they had like huge dreadlocks. And I'm thinking it's one of the Marleys or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And they had some bomb. They had some bomb with them. And so they rotating or whatever. And I look and I'm like looking and I had met Yameen. The Pharcyde and the Roots had did this cool tour back in the day. And so that's when I kind of met him when we were just, because I wasn't on the whole tour, but I flew in and out a little bit. So I got to meet those guys and all that kind of stuff. So I looked around, I said, Yameen. And then at that time, I didn't know the meaning behind his name. you know, Yameen All World and all that. But it was kind of, I was like, damn, this nigga, he is all world. You know what I'm saying? This is because he, you know, I had no idea he was in LA. So it was kind of like, dang, it was one of those things where you see somebody who you cool with and they're your homeboy, but you don't expect for him to pop up in your city. You know what I'm saying? And so ever since then, man, we've been cool as ice cubes. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole little thing with Yameen. So Jaelen, so when did you gravitate towards music as far as trying to mess with it on your own?
Well, I was raised in the music industry pretty much because my father is he's a manager. He managed a couple acts before, and so I would always be around the studios watching acts, you know, record, rehearse, all that stuff.
That's actually how, that's where I first saw him.
Yeah, that's
as a young man in the studio in the Roots room. He used to come back in the Roots room with his pop.
Yeah.
And he would just always be like he's interested. I'm like, this kid gonna be at it.
Hey,
so
man.
yeah, pretty much.
You put a lot on the shoulders, Yameen. You put a lot on the shoulders.
You see them shoulders, bro? He can handle that. Bust a broad, he Broad Street. Oh yeah, you know what I mean?
Broad Street bully.
He Broad Street bully.
Yeah, man. Amongst the likes of his pops and the Roots and PD Cracks and all this, you know what I'm saying? That's some very rich lineage that you hanging around with right there, or that you had the pleasure of being within the, you know, within the space.
Yeah, just learning how to be an artist, you know, seeing the whole like journey really unfold in front of me, like how music is made, you know.
Okay.
Getting to see how everything is made.
So as far as what you do, singing and songwriting.
Yes.
Okay. So what made you choose that path over being an MC?
When I first started out, I wanted to be a rapper, like everybody else. Everybody starts like wanting to be a rapper.
He's got bars though. He's from bars. Oh my bad. Can't let the cat out the get back.
But yeah, I want to say I chose to be a songwriter because I like seeing other people. Like I like to put myself in other people's perspectives, and I like to just base up my songs off of other emotions, and I was real like in tune with that, other than just, oh, let me put this out for myself and be a star. Like the goal was to never be a star, it was just to always like make good music, like no matter how hard, you know what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't work out for me personally as an artist, I can always have songwriting to fall back on because I love writing. Like I just love writing. So
hey man, that songwriting is a big check, my man. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, that songwriting could be a big check, man. I've tried to sell a couple people on it, man. They wanted to hop out in front. I'm like, man, you can be the artist, but man, you could fool around and write a song and give it to somebody else, and man, you'll eat off that and get far more than you ever could have got on your own.
Right. And then still be your own artist while you just living off these other shit.
Man, oh man.
Still in the business. But see, that's the problem. People don't want to be in the business of, they just want to be a star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in this to be a star. He's not in this to be a star. He's in this because he loves this business and of writing songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's cool that he has the experience of coming into this where he is right now with you, because man, you can keep him focused. See, this is one thing. You can't argue knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You can argue opinion all day, all night. You know what I'm saying? But someone like Yameen, and this isn't me jocking or nothing like that, but it's like he's seen so many deals, so many different type of deals. He's seen so many people that were probably really dope writers, like incredible writers, incredible producers, but they wanted that drug called fame. They wanted to be out front. They wanted to be everything, and it fizzled. You know what I'm saying? And it fizzled, and then they have this stigma on them where it's just like very difficult for them to do what probably came easiest to them. Because like I've dealt with a couple people that writing just really came easy to them, man. Like they could write songs in minutes, like, you know, songs in minutes, but they wanted to, you know, to be the voice of their songs. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I say, if you don't have the knowledge behind you, and if it's not, I can tell that he trusts you, Yameen, and I can tell that you trust him. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have y'all family. Shoot, if you known him since he's been a little baby boy poking his head around the studios, you know what I'm saying? So that you can give your knowledge to him and say, well, you know what? It's cool that you're singing. It's cool that you're doing this acting. It's cool that you're writing. But let's lock this writing thing in first. And then from the writing, then we will go to the artist a little bit. And then we'll go to the other things, because if you started the writing just by you being around a studio session or something like that, you could just freaking lock eyes with an artist that's having like a little writer's block or something like that. And you don't even have to write a whole song. You could just give them a bar or a couple of bars. And then they're just like, damn, you know what? This is a dude we need around this, you know, man, just, you know, have him come out. Like, I remember a story of this cat who, he's an, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's an artist, and everybody kind of thought he was hype, and they're just like, oh, he sounds like such and such, and all this, that, and the third. And dude, next thing I know, dude goes out to Paris. I can't remember if he was with Beyonce or Rihanna or whatever, but whoever was dealing with him, dealing with the artist, dealing with one of them, they had heard the guy's name rumble a little bit, and they weren't singing was what he was really pursuing at the time. Like that's what he was really pushing. But somebody was like, yo, man, this cat can write a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We should woo. Dude gets flown out to Paris, has a session for a weekend, and man, you don't even hear his name right now, but he got that publishing and he got those checks.
Getting them
and
checks,
like, man,
right? Yeah.
he with that move, he can pursue whatever he wants to pursue. You know what I'm saying? And then still, if it really gets like that, he can reach back out to the artist and say, man, I need what's going on? What's happening?
Well, you can still be your own artist and still writing other songs too. They both can coincide, yo. That don't ever stop, because if you love writing, you love writing. You know what I mean? You're gonna be sitting on songs. You can't have them all. You know what I mean?
That's it. Matter of fact, I got a cat I'm gonna introduce you to, Yameen. He really wasn't listening to me, but he might listen to you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He messed with the pen a little bit and whatever. He down to collab up and hook up with some good energy. So that could be a good fit. So Jaelen, when you were in junior high school, who was the hardest rapper or the hardest singer that you kind of like that was out around that time, in your opinion?
J. Cole.
That's the youth on him.
I want to say J. Cole. Like obviously Drake. That dude's always gonna be relevant. But yeah, I was thinking of J. Cole like my junior year of high school.
Nah, I can I give it to J. Cole. For me with J. Cole, the thing that kind of made me gravitate towards him was that in an era where mumble rap was getting a lot of attention or whatever, he kind of cut through all that with hard lyrics and was busted. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like, to me, J. Cole was the perfect marriage against the old school and the new school. You know what I'm saying? Because he could relate to new school things, but he wasn't no punk on that mic, man. Like,
he had bars. He really had bars. You know what I mean?
And I really say that because like I went to go see him that year at Made in America that summer.
Okay.
In Philly,
yeah, at the Made in America festival. And after just seeing that man's showmanship, the way he put everything together and really just made that a moment like within itself. You know what I mean? And the things he was saying, his lyrics, you just couldn't help but to feel them heavily because of everything that was really going on at that time too. So it was like, yeah, damn, this is deep. But people don't want to hear that. You said what?
No, you go ahead.
I was saying, but people like really like at that time because of the SoundCloud rappers and stuff, like you were saying, like not everybody was really getting to appreciate Cole in that form that he was in when he was in that mood. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just one of them things where it's like you really had to like catch it to understand it. But a lot of people, my age group, wasn't on it, wasn't feeling it because of SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that.
You know who really introduced him to me? I had one of my buddies worked with him, and he told me about J. Cole's integrity. So even before, because like I'm an old head, like I'm stubborn too. Like I've just allowed myself to kind of just, get off, just understand that there is a new type of music, and the new type of music is meant to be listened to.
A little. No, I went through the phase. I went through the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I'm like, look, I don't want to be the old fogey in the room. No, I'm in the music game. Gotta love it all, bro.
No, like honestly, like I get what you say. Like there are certain songs that like even I hear and I'm like, yo, this is hard. This is hard. Like you can't like hate too much because like some of the songs, like some of the artists really are talented.
No, they really are.
They just make not that good quality music.
But they make the music we're not old heads like us didn't grow up on.
Exactly.
And look, they can't do that.
It's a new
era.
It's a new day. Yeah.
Because we'll end up being like, man, y'all biting off of this bull. Who did this? Like they gotta do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I've really learned to just embrace good music. Like I'll tell you something funny, there's a bunch of controversy floating around the dude and all this, that, and the other, and he's a little strange, you could say that. But I called Old Town Road a hit as soon as I heard it. And it was funny, I used to have arguments with people. And they'd be like, "Oh man, this song," but not even when they didn't know about his sexual or just all the controversy or whatever. This is just when it was just like a hit.
Great. Oh, it's a great song, bro. It's a great
record. Man. And let me tell you, like for me, I listen to like everything from punk rock to E40 to ska, reggae, house music. And so I understand that what I listen to is not what a million people listen to. You know what I'm saying? I listen to I kind of cut back. So I listen probably about 3 hours of house every day. You know what I'm saying? Deep house, whatever. Favorite rapper, E40, so my musical taste is just very different. But as a manager, I've learned that I can hear a good song, even if it's not for me, but I can understand that there's a large audience of people that are really gonna like this song. And that's the thing. You have to not be selfish and understand that everything don't have to be for you. And because it's not for you doesn't mean that it's not dope. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point. That's a great point. Like sometimes you gotta listen to things open-mindedly in order, and like even if it like, you know what I'm saying, as long as you feel something, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
With Kendrick, when I got introduced to Kendrick, it was like it was the album before Pimp a Butterfly. And his, like, I couldn't even get to a point of where I could say his music was good because my ears were listening for old music, but this was a newer artist. And so I couldn't catch it. But then this is where the genius comes in. He does the Pimp a Butterfly, which is like a jazz record, really. You know what I'm saying? Like a funk fusion jazz record. So same Kendrick,
right?
He just made himself so he could a different. So when he first came out, it was for like the youth and anybody who could get it. But then to Pimp a Butterfly was like, okay, for these older fools and whatnot.
They know I'm about this life, you know what I mean?
Yeah. yeah, and then I was just like, dang, to go from that to go from this, that's almost like an R&B singer going to opera. Like they got skills, you know what I'm saying? They're just not showing off, but they got skills. But they're like, hey, I can freaking like this, and then I can come out and bust this opera on your ass, and then I could bring it back to this. Yeah, but no, very very dope artist. So, who would you say is your favorite songwriter?
Favorite songwriter? Yeah, Yameen Allworld.
Great answer.
No, Yameen's great. Pen game is crazy. Yeah.
They just take it. Every time he compliments, he gets cheese.
No, I would say like personally, my favorite songwriter is Frank Ocean.
That's dope.
I like wait, yeah, I really study like how he you know, he's really good at just making you like feel like you're there, and like his music and like whatever story he's telling or whatever he's trying to paint for you, like he's really good. Like even off rip, like the first line of his songs, like almost every one of his songs, you're like, oh shit,
you're there automatically.
I'm already there. I already see it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I really study that and appreciate his writing game. Yeah.
That's very interesting that you pick him. I'm a fan, not so much for the music, although he's a very talented artist, but man, he played the music industry, man. He did he did it to him, man. I mean, it was genius. Whoever his team was, that was genius. And that's the kind of stuff I like. Like, this is the thing. Every artist should see themselves, and this is the managerial part of me. Every artist should see themselves as a natural resource. Mm-hmm. It's just how you package it and how you sell it. But a lot of it is the same thing in all these packages. You have a lot of it, but the little tissue paper you put inside the box, how you wrap it, the little bow that you put around it, the
little card you put on it.
Yep, the card. When you walk in to take a look at it, the glass of champagne that's handed to you as you walk into the situation, you know, like all that, like you get all that, and then you throw some solid effort behind it, some true talent behind it, and it's a wrap, man. It is truly a wrap. But Frank Ocean got paid, man. I was like, dang. And then I give him props because, dude, he bounced to France. And I always look at people. For me, traveling and doing my thing that I did with the Pharcyde, I got to see a lot of the world, man. I really got to just like Yameen, I got to hang out places for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time.
I bumped into y'all in London.
Yeah. And so it's like when you're moving around and you're seeing other stuff, the selfish and kind of like the ignorant part of us as Americans is kind of like, man, I like the house, man. The house is, man, I got everything I need at the house. I got, I can go to the corner store. I can go wherever. I know I can get what I like. But it's a big world out there, man. You can go to that not the same corner store, but hey, I found corner stores in Paris.
Every neighborhood got a corner store.
Yeah. I found bakeries that I've loved in Amsterdam, where I woke up every morning and I went to that bakery. Woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning on the time difference, and I was gonna be there as I could smell the fresh bread as I'm walking up to the spot. So I give people props for bouncing out the United States and still doing their thing and understanding that, man, the United States is only a plane ride away. You know what I'm saying? No, I'll say it. African Mabata, he caught a lot of flack for just whatever it is within his legacy, history, whatever. But man, at one time, he owned a condo in Brazil. And that blew my mind. And now, but this was a long time ago, before the drama. So it wasn't drama
That's where he is now.
Okay. But it was dope to me because you know, like before I started to travel, I could just never fathom being away from all this, what I thought was comfort and not understand it. You can be somewhere else that's just, man, it's comfortable too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mama Shelter in Paris. You know what I'm saying?
The world is comfortable. Yeah, I mean, all world, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jaelen, who would be a favorite producer?
Currently, my favorite producer, he goes by the name of DJ Dahi.
DJ Dahi.
Yeah. I got a couple favorite producers, but like, yeah, DJ Dahi and a close in-house producer, like an older brother to me. His name is Ritz Reynolds.
Ooh.
Okay.
Rich did some stuff on Kendrick's album too. He did something on Kendrick's which album?
He did Untitled Unmasked. He did the first track off of Untitled Unmastered.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some production on there. He's worked with a couple people
actually.
The Roots, Mac
Miller, yeah.
Wiz Khalifa, Big Daddy Kane, like dudes like that. Like he's worked with that a lot.
Philly guy,
yeah.
Okay.
Really good. He's gonna be producing some of my stuff too, so people will hear it.
You're gonna hear
it.
Man, Yameen over there looking like a coach, ready to watch his player go into the NFL, man, ready to see his player walk into the draft on him. You know what I'm saying?
Look, when you've been in the gym with the folk and you see what the folk got, and you just like, y'all gonna see, you know what I mean? There's a lot of dope people out here, bro.
That's cool. Well, you always answer the call, man. It'd be interesting to see if that behavior continues itself, man, because it looked like you always got coals in the fire, man.
Hey, man, I'm Nat King Cole, brother.
Real quick, we're gonna go off topic for a second. Can you break down the water, Yameen, real quick?
I can break it down real quick. The water basically.
So this is what you're working with. So okay. Lead them up. Yeah.
It hydrates on the cellular level, pretty much. So water is supposed to get into and penetrate your cells. A lot of the water, they're too thick to get into your cells and start cleaning the debris out of your cells. Our water gets in there, it cleans the debris out. So it's actually anti-aging because it's replenishing you instantly. You know what I mean?
When people gonna be able to come and check your water out? Working on it?
Slide in my DMs. I got you. You know what I mean? All world, on the gram, on everything.
That's right. No, we'll get back to the young man. I had to get the water in there because I was thinking about it, and then you showed me
the water. I can say, yeah, that water is different.
Different.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm on some I had a Kangen machine, and then I have this other pH balance. See,
look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and you might have heard it first here. It ain't about pH or alkaline. What's your ionic product hitting for? If they don't, and waters don't even have that on their bottle because they don't know about it. Most of these companies they use a filter, or you know what I mean. We have the science with us and behind us. You know what I mean? So that whole part.
All right, man. Well, I'm definitely gonna slap hands with you in the next 3 or 4 days, man, and hopefully I sip a little bit of that water, man, and start
sippity doo that.
Yeah.
And start looking like my proper 35-year-old club age. You know what I'm saying on them? You know what I'm saying? Get youthful real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. So, Jaelen, who would your perfect dream collab be?
My perfect dream collab, like me and
yeah. We was talking about this the other day.
Right now, I really wanted like, I would have to say this group called SAULT, SAULT. They're really good group, singers, songwriters, producer group. Their album 9 is like my favorite. I've been listening to it like all day, every day on repeat. So like the songs, like they're writing and like the melodies, like they're really dope. Like you should really go check them out. Yeah, they're really dope.
Okay.
And they're a mesh of producers and artists and writers. So really, I want to say it's 3 of them. And it's supposed to be a secret, but I think the cat is out the bag of who they are now. I know one of my homegirls is in the group. But yeah, it's crazy. They have an album called 5, 7, and 9. Go get them all.
They're all good.
So a super group incognito
Basically.
of people that we've heard, or we've heard their works with other people's works, which is dope.
Yeah.
That's tight. That's tight. So
you find out who's in the group, 9 times out of 10 is just go check the credits of who's writing. You know what I mean? And you be like, oh, that's who. They can hide it up until that part.
That's tight though. I talked to a cat who kind of reinvented his career, and I was able to spend some real cool one-on-one time with him. And he's like a huge, like, he, as far as musicians go, he's like, he's done his thing. He's right across the water, but he did his thing. And we were having a conversation the night because we'd done business for a while because I'd worked with somebody who worked with him. Mm-hmm. And the night that I touched down, we went out and had a drink because he had just finished his album, and we were talking, and he was like, man, who wants to see me stand out on stage and make music? He's like, that's not very interesting. And so he created kind of like a super group where he just enlisted a bunch of just dope talent. And I thought about it, and he had went into, he was in a group before where he was kind of out front, and he was like, I don't want to be out front. You know what I'm saying? And it was
right,
dude. And it was a trip because the person who loosened him up to where he felt more comfortable getting out in front was Ike Turner. We were, there was a show we did, and Ike would always be like, man, you got to get out front, man. But people looking at Ike, with what you'd heard about Ike and everything, you kind of like, well, that is he.
Ike changed the music game. Don't front him, Ike, though.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. Ike in 2004 on that piano. I mean,
musician, man.
I mean, I could say I've never seen anything like it, and not even just because it was him. Right. Okay, you know what? I'll tell you somebody who's Ike Turner level on the piano right now. His name is I'm gonna tell you what his correct name is. I'm gonna look it up on Instagram right now. This dude, man, oh my God. Like I felt guilty. I feel guilty watching all his lives and looking at his it's L Rock Jazz. ELEWROCK JAZZ. Dude,
He's from the States?
Yeah. I think he stays out here. But dude, put it this way. I feel guilty not sending him cash apps and Venmo. I sent him a little something one time. He's that dope, and he does it every day. And he's like, hey, you might yeah, man. And dude, put it this way. I wouldn't say he was worthy if he wasn't worthy. He's what he does, he's dominating. What he does, oh yeah, he dominates. Put it, yeah. You can check him though.
I've been checking.
Cool. So tell me this, Jaelen. Do you listen to any of the older Philly artists, songwriters, producers, and all that kind of stuff, or it's just something you don't connect with like that? Who are some of your the older cats that you kind of listen to a little bit?
Jill Scott. You know, I listen to a lot of Jill Scott too. There's so many. But yeah, mostly like Jill. Like I grew up on Jill. Like Jill, like her name was the first thing I learned how to spell. Like was the first word I learned how to spell before my own name. Like she had a song. It was like Jaelscott. Like you know what I'm saying? I was like as a kid, I was like, that was like she spelled her name. Like I don't even know how to spell. Like I'm just walking around spelling her name. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's little things like that that just like stayed with me as I got older. And it made me like see like, oh, writing is like important. It's powerful. Like,
yo, Yameen, you gotta put him on to some Gambling Huff, man. I know I'm sounding like a dinosaur on him, but
him around the corner from Philly International. He know Gambling Huff.
yeah.
Okay.
Yo, when I say he's seasoned, he's seasoned.
Okay.
Because you know, when you're around me, my playlist is it's very rare that I can play something for him and he never heard it, you know, or heard of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fact.
You know, I mean, of course, you when groups like Earth, Wind and Fire and them, they have hundreds of songs. So there might be one you might have not have heard, or you've heard it and didn't realize you've heard it, and then you catch it again and be like, oh, where the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that just happened to me recently. Actually. Like I just discovered a song, Sun Goddess by Earth, Wind and Fire. Like I've never heard that song before. And when I heard it like off random, I was like, yo, what is this? Like, like I got lost in it. I literally got lost in the music. And it was beautiful.
So yeah, we've been listening to that a lot riding around in LA, FY.
Nah, that's amen. Amen. A great inspiration, man, coming from where you are. I mean, we have like right now, it's like warm with some I don't know exactly where you guys are staying at in LA, but I know for the most part it's warm with some type of a breeze. And Philly,
there's a lot of breeze.
Yeah, Philly is just warm. No breeze. Just
yeah, you see what we wear. We both got jackets and hoodies on right now. So
yeah,
it's right now, but it's good.
It's good. It's all good. Yeah.
So up to now, Jaelen, what would you say is the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I ever received.
Yeah.
I guess it's just to like always be myself and do things with intention. You know what I mean? Like really just be smart and be aware of my surroundings at all time and just, you know, not be an airhead, just always be alert and be like attentive, like especially doing with what I want to do, like with this music, you know, like this is all I do, like every day, all day. So really like just like staying focused and stuff like that. Like that's all. But like the best advice is to just do what makes me happy, really. Like that's the best advice I ever been told. Do what makes me happy.
Well, I'll say this, man, you're on the right track, because with me, I'm just now learning to just like focus on my intention, like really spending time on that. Like before, and I'm, you know, I'm quite older than you, but I say it works, man. Like clearing exercises in the morning before anybody come and take your energy and make it do one of those.
Right.
Getting yourself grounded and having the intention of what you're going to accomplish. And man,
exactly,
it's amazing. So over to you, Yameen. What's the best advice anybody's ever given you?
Live your life to the fullest, and like he said, live it with great intention.
Yeah.
Be positive about. Look, everybody has something negative in their life happening at all times. I've never had a bad day in my life. I had a bad moment.
Oh yeah.
the whole day. I can't get to you like that, especially if somebody else trying to put it on me. I can't give you that satisfaction. Then I'm, so I'm just, I'm positive, bro, and I just gotta be that way. Try to be 528 and greater.
You know what? I stopped dating a girl because she told me one time, she said something had happened to her. She wasn't happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I'm just going to be this way for a couple of days. And it had nothing to do with me. She's like, I'm just going to be this way for a couple of days. I was like, yeah, that's, I was like,
do that. Go ahead, do that.
but my question to her was, how do you know you're going to be upset for a couple of days? Like, how can your mind, like, how does your mind know you're going to be
right?
Yeah.
You made the appointment. You blocked out all the good shit. All right, no good shit for the next 3 days. Only be in this sorrow.
Yeah, that was a wrap. That was a wrap. So since we got you here, we gonna bring you into it a little bit, Yameen, and then we're gonna go back over to Jaelen. Who would your dream Versuz be right now, dead or alive?
My dream Versuz, dead or alive.
Head up.
Beethoven and Bob Marley.
And Beethoven, Bob Marley. Okay. So you don't have to be you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you don't have to be as
my dream Versuz for real.
Yeah.
Bob Marley and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, that could be some. I would say I would even venture to say, if you keep it in genre, the OG lineup with Grizzly, Steel Pulse against the Wailers.
That'd
be serious, man.
That would be husky. But I love crossing genres because it's all black music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
No,
that's like music with just a little backbeat to it. You know what I mean? With a little curry on it.
Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of that, somebody who's often overlooked is dang. Oh man, who's homeboy that wrote all the songs for Stevie Wonder? Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway. For whatever reason, I heard his music in my mind, and I saw his daughter. I had the sound of his music in my mind. I had his daughter, and that's why it took me a minute to connect it. But man,
Donny was a G. G. Yeah, man.
So Jaelen.
Great thing is he left us something. You know what I'm saying? To remember him by forever. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jaelen, who would your Versuz be?
Damn. Well, like I know, like probably for my generation, it'd be something to see like Kanye and Drake, like go at it, like you know what I mean, like officially just like really go at it, like it would be entertaining to watch. But I don't know. I'll probably say like something rare, like Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson, like something like that. Like they're favorite vocalists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would just like to see that, like that. Like they're my two favorite, like two of my favorite vocalists ever. So it would just be dope to see. Like,
nah, that's next level. But spinning that record back real quick on them, with the Kanye and the Drake, I would have to say
the albums was booty. Oh, well, my bad.
No. I would say I think Drake would kill him and destroy him. Kanye's a bigger cultural figure I think Kanye's impact on the culture has been larger. Not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, but just saying he's impact. Like people care about it.
More creative. He's nobody's gonna be more out creative than Ye, is what I'm saying.
But let's say this: when it comes to verses, how's your performance going to be? You know what I mean? He's a way better performer than Drake.
But you know what? You don't need to perform when you got the hits that make girls go.
And
when you got hits that make girls, when you got the songs for the women, and you got all these club songs.
Both they catalog.
Yeah, but them they hit different when it's time for verses. How you gonna be like? How you gonna do a woman song and be like, nigga, like you on verses? We talking verses.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Cameron and them had more woman songs than Jadakiss and them. Who won that shit?
But you know what the difference is? Drake could bring out the guests that nobody would care about his performance. They wouldn't even care. He could sit back in the chair and be like, okay.
So like you said, again, is this about him or is it about his features? Because we said this is a versus. This is about you, your songs. Fuck them features.
Yeah. Nah, that's and back to your point. That's how Jadakiss did it, man. Jadakiss didn't have nobody. He had his crew. That's what Jadakiss had. He brought his crew in when he needed other people.
Oh yeah, I would love to see State Property and the Lots. That would be great. That'd be great.
Y'all from Philly though, man. That's the you know, it hit a little.
State Property and the Lots. That would be crazy.
State Property hit a little different because y'all from Philly, man. You know what I'm saying? It hit a little different.
Hey,
Locks, though.
I travel the world and hear them songs drop. Them things go in different clubs.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though. I wanted the Locks to get it, but I kind of didn't think they were gonna get it, man. I just with the whole.
I knew the performers they were.
Okay.
I never. There's no diss to none of Cameron and none of them. And it ain't too many songs that I'm like, yo, throw on that Dipset song. I never said that in my life. Throw the Dipset joint. I've never said that.
You know, for me, I would have thought that the Dipset anthems would have won it for him. Like that would have been good enough. Like it seemed to me, it just seemed like me, the Dipset isn't necessarily my type of music, but back to my conversation about Lil Nas X. I know the type of music that make people go crazy in the club and the people that, you know, the music that gets everybody riled up and all that.
Right.
The Locks have that music, but Dipset ain't nothing to sneeze at with the anthems though, man. It just didn't.
Yeah, Dipset, even like when you was watching them, like just watching them perform, how they stage presence, they didn't look like a unit. You know what I'm saying? So like their performance didn't execute the way it should. Because they weren't all on the same page. You had niggas over there, you had niggas laying down, you had niggas sitting down over here, like
beach chair.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot going on. People like, you know, grabbing sneakers and shit, like trying, like, you know, it was just like,
you know, the Locks was using bars.
I like the whole idea of the Versus series. It's just to the point where it becomes like a thing of like, oh, let me hop on this to stay relevant type shit. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like that aspect of it. Right. Yeah, it's cool for the culture to see like your two favorites go at it, song for song, hit for hit, whatever. But like when it's just like, bro, you don't have to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you don't have to do this. Like that's what makes it not so enjoyable.
Right.
And that was with the COVID jumping off and them shows slowing down. Yeah, they did have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So to you, Yameen, we got a Versus coming up on Thursday. I'm gonna try to work real hard tomorrow I've never really like blocked out time to kind of like watch it as it went. Like I think the Locks was the first one I kind of gave a little bit.
I still only saw their part, tell you the truth. I didn't even see this part.
Oh wow. So this Thursday, I believe we got Fat Joe and Ja Rule. I believe that is this Thursday.
Yeah, Fat Joe and Ja Rule.
I would say Fat Joe got anthems. He got a bunch of songs. But Ja Rule got them duets and whatnot, man.
On his own. Ja gonna win on his own.
I think, and again, I never said throw it at Ja Rule joint. I never said that in my life. But I'm just one person who might watch this out of all the millions and who's going to be watching. So
yeah,
you ask me just sonically, what do I think? I think Ja Rule win that. You know what I mean? That's just me though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But with Fat Joe though, he's always got this cockiness to him where he is something. I've met Joe like twice, but there's something about him that just tells me he refuses to lose, man. He refuses a second.
Special guest to show up and blow up.
Yeah, like he's not gonna allow it, dude. Like there's something. Draw at absolute worst. I don't think they're gonna draw, but I'll say draw at absolute worst. But Joe just has that competitiveness in him. Like, man, to me, he looks as competitive as an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, nah, he's not gonna lose. He might come even, but as far as losing, nah. So we'll start with you, Yameen, and then we'll go over to Jaelen. So during this whole Corona situation, the whole lockdown or whatnot, how did you find ways to stay like active, busy, kind of to just like recalibrate yourself and reset? Because for me, when the lockdown everything first jumped off, of course, you know, with Pharcyde, you know, doing a lot of like definitely a touring band, it was kind of like, oh man, the way that cheese was made can't be made anymore. And then what's in the future of the touring money.
Right.
And I was talking to guys from Live, as I still do. I talked to guys from Live Nation. I talked to guys from Golden Voice. I talked to guys from AG. And they're still not sure how this whole thing is gonna work. Like stuff is going down, but as far as consistent, but the things that are going down are things that have been like huge festivals that have just, they were supposed to go down like 2 years ago.
Right.
So the money, the influence, the artist, and people just feeling so cooped up, like we gotta get it, you gotta give us something, you know what I'm saying? So everything has kind of switched up. So for me, I started figuring out different things, different ways, you know, adapting, like this whole Zoom situation, like, you know, when Corona first jumped off, where I was doing the podcast at, they had another podcast that was like, it was like a gang of people up there, you know what I'm saying? And I just remember me like going into a studio and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of just like, man, I don't want to be where, I don't want to be where a lot of people were. I just, you know, me personally. So Brown was kind of like, Zoom was a new thing. And Brown was kind of like, well, you know what, man, you don't have to come and do all that. Like, man, you can Zoom and then you know people. And so because we were kind of, before the whole Zoom thing jumped off, we were gonna work on a Skype solution or something where I could pull people in, because I'm like, man, I know a lot of cool cats, Yameen level, in different genres, different area codes, different time zones, different whatever, that I can pull in and I could really like politic with them or whatever. And so I basically just had to make an adjustment, and then I just pivoted, and then I found different ways to groove in this climate. For you, how did you pivot, and what were you able to do? Were you able to walk away stronger from the like, did it bring out your superpowers to another level, kind of, sort of?
Keep it 100. Only thing that ever changed, the only thing that changed for me was not being on the road, like being out with Quest. You know what I mean? Like everything else, I did the same. Because if I'm not out with him, I was in the studio anyway. Because I don't go to clubs, I don't party like that. You know what I mean? So I'm in the house working on my craft at all times. So that just really, I was really just more in the house working on my craft at all times with the water hustling that. But for the most part, it was just about me not traveling anymore. Man, I've been around the world a couple of times. I'm good. I did that. You know what I mean? If I can get to some studios, I'm great. I can help put out music and touch people with these vibrations. You know what I mean?
You left one thing out.
What's that?
You ain't no joke in that kitchen either, man. I saw a couple of those videos.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you had to cook more now because restaurants shutting down. So, and I'm plant-based, so it's but it's I've cooked my whole life for real, but it's different when you switching up your lifestyle. No more burgers, like burgers. You know what I mean, I had to flip the new way of cooking, but seasoning is everything, bro. Seasoning.
Okay. Yeah, I started cooking a lot. It was a trip when COVID first jumped off. Man, up until about February, I was probably a good 25 pounds heavier than I'd ever been. And I was kind of, it's a trip because it's kind of like we don't understand, like eating to me, eating is two things in a derogatory sense. Cravings, and then the feeling that people like to feel when they're just like really full, like lethargically full, like a high, you know what I'm saying? Like that thing.
Eating is a habit thing. It's a habit. Because a lot of it's mental. A lot of people thinking they're hungry when you're really thirsty. Your brain don't know the difference. You really dehydrated. If you're eating food and you gotta drink something while you're eating, that means you dehydrate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to drink anything a half hour before you eat or an hour and a half till after. You know what I mean? This is your food doesn't digest properly when you're putting liquids in. It's like putting liquid, you start eating, you got your furnace going to break down the food, and then you pour water over, you turn your fire out. Then you gotta eat again to get the acids up again to start. So sometimes when you're drinking while you're eating, you're like, now you just got the sharp pain in the stomach, and that's what it's from. So yeah, but look, we've been taught to eat wrong since we were youth, and our parents, you know what I mean? Like we are plant-based people, bro. So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, no, but I did lose the 25 pounds, man. I lost the 25 pounds and I did it. I still eat things with hoofs and scales and feathers. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good, bro. I'm not here to judge nobody. It's a journey.
I did balance it all. I did balance it out with I start my day off with a raw breakfast. Like that's kind of like how I lost. And it's crazy. And I guess I'm talking to myself, talking to you, like, dang, if I could just do that with breakfast, what if I How about
I tell you this? What time we eat breakfast today? It's like we fast. Like daily, we don't wake up hungry. Yeah, I wake up, I'm drink my water. I try to get 38 ounces of water in me before I eat food, first of all. And then when I eat, boom. When I'm drinking water, again, you think you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. You drink your situation. I can go play ball and I eat. Come back, bang, bust a grub up. I'm 51 years old, bruh. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. I do a liquid breakfast. I do a shake with peanut flour and raw green vegetables and almond milk. And I do that between 6 and 7 in the morning, and then I'll eat something really light around noon, and then I kind of eat what I want to in the evening. So it's kind of the same thing.
I'll break bread with you on this and take it or leave it. If you're gonna do smoothies, fruit, is the way to go. Vegetables is really for the healing. Vegetables and herbs are for the healing. Fruit is for the living. You know what I mean? Fruit is really where we get our information from the sun on the photosynthesis game. So I guarantee you to change your whole energy game once you start putting fruit in your body.
Cool, cool. So you, Jaelen, how did the whole coronavirus, the lockdown and everything, how did it affect you? Did you go deeper in your writing and your writing bag and all that? How long did it take you to kind of calibrate yourself, or you just kind of like Yameen, your zone just kind of stayed the same?
I'm gonna be honest, I was going through it. I dropped out of school. I dropped out of school. I broke up with my girlfriend. Like everything, it felt like everything was going downhill, like on purpose type shit. And I was just like, yo. So like I went and like took care of myself a little bit. You know, I started working out just to get my mental right. Started writing more, had more things to write about because of everything that was going on. So like me and my dad, like we just locked in, bought some equipment, went in, just like, you know what I'm saying? Just started recording like 3 songs a day, like just started going in. And now I have like a couple projects done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I came out of Corona learning more about myself, like seeing like how I could go from like somewhere like not wanting to do anything to like just like be like, wow, like I really did all this by myself. Like I learned how I was cooking more, like you guys said, like I learned how to cook more. I was watching a lot of like documentaries and like doing a lot of research on like art, because I was an art major. So like I was just like really like into like architecture and like ancient like, you know, things like that. Like I was watching like I was just like taking all types of random information, but like I didn't know that it would be used for inspiration down the line. Or you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, like I came out of Corona like better than ever, honestly.
No, me too, man.
Well, you got to realize what this is. It's the ultimate reset.
Yeah.
So you're either going to go up or down. That's what I tell people all the time. For every closed door, for every exit there's an entrance. You're leaving something going into something else. You know what I'm saying? So you don't remember the biggest race in your life. You know what I mean? Which was that when you were that sperm cell running against all the millions of cells, trying to get to the egg, and here you are now to tell your story. Like that was the biggest race. You don't even remember one lap of that bitch. You know what I mean? That's crazy though when you think about it.
Yeah, man. So
bro, to live it out.
So sticking with you and then going to Jaelen, this is gonna be the last one. So Yameen, where do you see social interaction going in the next 2 years?
For real, for real?
Yeah.
I don't even give a fuck. I'm 100 with you, bro, because those who I really vibe with, like your tribe, is who you going to stay on
with anyway.
That's why this journey is not about who you born through in your bloodline, because that's family, that is what it is. But the journey is picking your tribe up as you go along, and like minds, like thinking. Because you know how many of my family members still eat meat? You know what I mean? 99.9% of them. So, and you don't know these mother freaking doctors that's telling you to take these pills. I love you unconditionally, but you won't listen to a word I gotta say. Just because I don't have a lab coat and they got their fake ass degree, they ain't even real doctors. They still practice. And they learned in the same bullshit from the motherfucker that ain't never done solved anything before. You know, like, who you learning from? Y'all ain't curing nothing. I'm sorry, I'm on this rant. But yeah, but that's where I'm at. I'm on that.
We gonna
that whole part, bro.
Before Sunday, we gonna slap hands and I'm gonna meet young Jaelen in person. So with you, Jaelen, where do you see social interaction going in the next 2 years?
Social interaction, well, I mean, based off of this COVID stuff, I don't know, like But like Yameen was saying, like I do keep good company around. Like I can only like base it off of like the people I hang around with, because like the people I hang around with, like we enjoy the simple shit, and that's how we roll. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we find beauty in just like waking up and seeing a fucking bird fly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type shit. You really take certain shit in, and you do it differently. Like where other people make it so difficult and wake up with hate. Like how you wake up mad?
First of all,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like certain things. Like it's just like you woke up. Like,
you made the list. You made the wake up list, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like enjoy that.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about hanging out with like other people who I'm being social with outside, because I know like my tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I really need, and people that I'm working with. So it's not more so like they're just my friends or just my folk. Like it's beneficial in a sense, because I'm learning from these people. I'm creating content with these people, and we growing together because we on the same vibration. So that's pretty much where I stand with it.
It ain't about our Instagram posts. It ain't about like look at these mountains, look at this car, look like it ain't about that. My post is about look at this fun I'm having. You know what I mean? I'm living.
Yeah, living.
Yeah, you know, funny thing about it, I'm more or less like I post for the podcast, and I'll post something maybe that I saw that might be a little motivational to me or something like that. But it's kind of like my life is dope, period, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like people
without that.
People, you know, bunch of filters, bunch of selfies, all that kind of stuff. And not knocking the selfie and all that, but man,
that's a selfie. They self-indulge. Like, you know, I don't have too many selfies. I got videos of me doing what I do.
Yeah.
Just to be like, yo, man, you 51. We got to get up and live this life. Enjoy your life.
Woo.
Enjoy it. At 51, I still ball. I still skateboard. I do more now. Well, I don't ball as much as I used to, but I feel better. I'm definitely lighter. I don't know as I used to, but I can get there if I need to. Give me 3 weeks. I put one on somebody.
I saw you can juggle 2 basketballs and a tennis ball. You know what I'm saying?
And 5 women.
Show off.
The same damn time.
I was like, yeah, show off. Well, no, man, I appreciate you. You, Jaelen, man, I see bright things, man. Your head is screwed on straight, man. You're a beautiful company. And I'm gonna slap hands with you too in the next 5 days. You know,
let's break some bread.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no. So you want to drop your socials, Jaelen?
Yeah. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Jaelen James, Jaelen James. One word. Jaelen James on the gram.
Cool. And Mr. All World.
You can follow me, Yameen All World, YAMEENALLWORLD. That's on all platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anybody watching, you know, Yameen is a whole other story, man. There's no way we be talking about 3 or 4 hours and we really just tapped into his frequency and went into.
But the great thing is when we do this filet show.
Yeah. Ooh, he named it too. Ooh wee. You know what I'm saying? He named it.
This show, let's get it.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get it. Well, no, thank you, gentlemen. You guys hop back into your studio session. I appreciate your time. Heard that. All right then, man. Peace.
Blessings.